Okay, so I finished my repairs and done a bit of the routing, basically where I've flattened this to make sure it's totally smooth. That obviously reduces the surface between here and here, so I just quickly re-countersink these ones here to make sure they're at the right level. Gone around and made sure that all the fill spots are low and all match up, so I've done all that. Once I've done that, I've then just gone around the whole thing with a bit of sandpaper inside the slot and sanded all the way around, just gently, just to make sure that there's no, I don't know, let me show you one, like here where it was kind of not perfect, so just sort of flatten that off so the guides won't hit them. Then I got a bit of this plastic like this, put it in the slot and basically go around all the way like that, following my bit of plastic with a vacuum cleaner to make sure the slot is clean and that there's no obstructions, anything like that. So basically, if a big thick bit of plastic like this can go along without really gripping anywhere, then a slot car guide is going to go okay. Well, that's a theory anyway. At the end of the day, because it's wood, you can always fix bits and pieces. So this is pretty much ready for undercoat. I think I will colour code the lanes. Originally I wasn't going to, but I think I will now, so I'll go and get some little cans of paint that I've got over there and do the lanes. Okay, so I've painted all the lanes, red, white, blue and yellow. I know they look a bit clownish at the moment, but remembering that once the braid is on, you're not going to see that part or that part, you're just going to see the middle bit and it will look okay. So it's coming up alright. So the next thing to do now is to lightly sand the top, just a real quick light sand, and then paint the top in undercoat. I'm going to do this part here first, and then once that's painted in undercoat, put the bridge back on and line that all up, level it, sand it, put it on a bit more semi-permanently. But I've been leaving it off obviously because it's a hell of a lot easier to work on this part here when the bridge isn't there. I don't want to make life too difficult for myself. But yeah, it came out pretty good, so I just used a thin paintbrush and just slopped it on, just any old cheap paint, it really doesn't matter. Just the idea is when a car comes off over there somewhere, you'll know which lane it goes on. Okay, on to the next step. Okay, so I've just finished putting the first coat of undercoat on. As you can see, MDF is pretty thirsty wood. It sinks in really quick. So there you go, I'll let that dry overnight. It's actually a enamel based undercoat sealer. So there you have it. We'll come back again tomorrow. First here. So this is now the top coat I've put on the track. If you can remember, I had undercoated the whole thing in a concrete paint because it's what I had, and then I put a couple of coats of Dulux paint on top of that, which is your suede effects, which was this kind of colour, which is obviously too bright for the track, and I had a little bit left in the can, so I mixed some blackboard paint, some white paint, and yeah, what was left of the suede, and I got this grey colour, so I've rolled that on instead. So a bit fortunate there. So basically, because I'm using all recycled wood and anything else that I can find that I've used previously that I don't have to go out and buy, Not that I'm being a tight ass, but I just wanted to recycle where I could. So I did the same thing with the paint. So the surface there, I'll just go up a bit closer so you can see. There you go. So it's kind of like got a rough finish, you can probably hear that. It's smooth, but it's still kind of rough. So there you go. There's the bridge down there, goes over the top. So what I've got to do now is braid the track, but I have to braid this part first, which is the bit that sits under the bridge, because obviously I won't be able to get to it once I put the bridge in. Well, I will, but only just get my hand under. I won't be able to roll the braid through. So what I'm going to do is braid from here, and you can see I've started to drill to about there on all 4 lanes, and then once that's done, fit the bridge in across here. So basically what I'm going to do is I've drilled some holes here, and I'm just going to clean that up with a file, and the idea will be I'll push the braid through there on both sides, and it'll come out under the track, and I'll use a staple gun and then staple it underneath and then wire to that. Now, I've done that before and it works pretty well. So it's just a matter of drilling some holes across and yeah, feeding the braid through. So once I've got all that done, I'll come back to you. So I just wanted to quickly show you these. So I've done the holes now. So basically I just drilled a small hole there, and then using this size file, just stick the file down and give yourself, make yourself enough room there. And I've got 2 bits of braid here. So just join them together so you can see what I'm doing. And then that will, a bit hard to do this with one hand, sorry. That will poke down that hole like that. Obviously one will fold back that way and one that way. And that's how they'll be joined. So now I'm just going to get some double-sided tape and do the edge and then put some braid down. Okay, so there we have our double-sided tape down. I will then just use this tool here from Slot Car Corner, which is a terrific tool. Just push that in there and roll it along, and that pushes the double-sided tape down. So now I'm going to peel the protective backing off and start braiding it. Okay, so we finished braiding those 4 sections. Came up pretty good. So now I'm going to put the bridge in and secure it all up. Just a couple of notes on this. Just focus in there a little bit more. So the braid's on. I've used the braid roller that sits in here like this to push it, flatten it all down, and also just the edge of the scissors to kind of burnish it down flat as well. Okay, time to put the bridge on, which is down there, into its little section. So here we go. Okay, so we've got our bridge back in place now. It's fixed in. We've still got to fill those holes a little bit better. As I said, I've braided under the bridge, and you can see why I did it beforehand. And I've just finished double-siding taping the rest of it. So after I've double-side taped the whole thing, I've gone around with the Slot Car Corner wheel, and also just the edge of the scissors to burnish the double-sided tape down just like that, all the way along, and then had this wheel rolled around all the way as well, just so that that tape is really stuck. So now I'll get my braid and lane by lane just peel back the double-sided tape and put the braid on, and then follow up with the wheel to press it all down. But first I'm just going to vacuum the whole thing and then just give the slot on each lane a little bit of a light sand just to get any excess paint and stuff out of the slot, because I don't want it sticking to the double-sided tape. Alrighty, okay, so I've just finished braiding the whole track. Took me about 2 hours, I guess, all up. It's come up pretty good. One thing I did notice though is that the braid is a little bit narrower than the slot, as you can see there. It's a bit of a pain. So the undercoat showing through there, which means some idiot, mainly myself, is going to have to go around with a little brush and touch up all the 4 edges, which is a bit of a pain, but anyway, minor problem. But the braid itself came up pretty good. No major errors or anything like that. So it should be a fairly smooth surface. I've gone around again and sanded lightly the slot all the way around, and then I've got a bit of this flex and stuff here, and just gone around with that in there, just ran it around like that all the way around, make sure there's nothing in the way of the slot or anything like that. So there you have it, routed, double-sided taped and braided. So next step is to wire it up, and the way I'm going to do that is to use some terminal blocks underneath and poke a wire up through the hole here and then solder it in there, cut off the excess. So once I've done all that, I'll explain it a little bit further so you can see how it goes. But yeah, come up okay.